Señores y señores, por favor pónganse de pie para darle la bienvenida a la clase de 2026. Candidates, please be seated. Hello, family and friends, and welcome to the Eastside High School and STEM Magnet Class of 2026 graduation ceremony. It's been a long road, but we finally made it. My name is Itzel Garcia, salutatorian for the class of 2026. Buenos días, mi nombre es Itzel Garcia, salutatoriana de la clase de 2026. Bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación de Eastside High School and STEM Magnet del 2026. En este momento quisiéramos darle las gracias a los dignatarios, invitados y personas que nos acompañan esta mañana. At this time, we would like to thank our dignitaries, guests, and staff members that are joining us this morning. LAUSD dignitaries, alumni Hector Vasquez, Dr. Rocio Rivas, East Los Angeles Community of Schools leadership, Eastside High School and STEM Magnet faculty and staff, and the Eastside Familia. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and continue standing during the national anthem that will be played by Jacob Castro on guitar. Place your right hand over your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing and keep your right hand over your heart during the national anthem. you may be seated. Gracias, se puede sentar. To start, this honor does not just belong to me, as I would not be here without my family, friends, partner, and teachers, and I would like to give them my utmost gratitude. Everyone in this room and those who could not be here should be proud of themselves for making it this far, from completing homework assignments to providing motivation to one another. We, the class of 2026, have completed our senior defense, college applications, and many academic hurdles and tasks. Today is one more step forward towards our future. No matter what lies ahead of each one of us, I believe we will persevere, stay determined, and resilient. Even if we find ourselves doing homework assignments or projects at the last minute, we will always accomplish our goals and dreams. Like this speech, for example, I procrastinated writing the speech because I did not know what to write. However, I took inspiration from the TV sitcom The Big Bang Theory, and I decided I wanted my speech to be sincere. I managed to become the person I am because of the people who supported me, motivated me, and inspired me. I know everyone has someone or many people who did the same. I would especially like to thank Ms. Gonzalez and Ms. Maria for being the best teachers and mentors anyone can ever ask for. Not only did they support and guide me, but they were also fun to be around, as they are both funny and kind to everyone. To my fellow graduates, each one of us is on a unique path, and each one of us will pursue amazing careers and become successful in our own way. And because of that, we should not let others dictate life as it belongs to us. It is a difficult time to become an adult, as we have seen through social media and surviving the current administration in the White House, discrimination against minorities, and the current poor job market. Although we cannot change the administration, discrimination, or the job market right away, we must find ways to make life better for us and for our families, because this is the current state we are living in and we cannot give up. On a final note, I would like to acknowledge my father, as he was someone who was intelligent and hilarious. He would always call me my silly nicknames, and I would always he would always call me and my sisters silly nicknames, and it would always make me smile and laugh. Without his quirky and loving personality, I would not be standing here today. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you. Now, please welcome our principal, Mr. Kane.
Thank you, Itzel. I would now like to recognize Itzel for her academic achievements. Itzel has earned the second highest grade point average for all coursework taken at Eastside High School Eastside Magnet, making her the class of 2026 valedictorian. Congratulations, Itzel. Good morning, board members, district leaders, families, faculty, staff, community members, and most importantly, graduating class of 2026. Yes. My name is Tony, and I'm the principal of Eastside High School in STEM Magnet, a world-class STEM-focused school. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Eastside, it is my great honor and privilege to welcome you today to our graduation ceremony.
Buenos días, miembros de la Junta Directiva, a los líderes del distrito, a las familias, al profesorado, el personal, a los miembros de la comunidad y, más importante, a la clase graduada de 2026. Mi nombre es Nai Tang y soy el director de Eastside High School y STEM Magnet, una escuela de primer nivel certificada en las disciplinas STEM. En nombre del profesorado y del personal de Eastside, Es un gran honor y privilegio darles la bienvenida hoy a nuestra ceremonia de graduación.
Thank you to the Bautista family for the beautiful balloon decorations, and the Castaneda family for the fun photo booth. We appreciate your generous donation to help make this day extra special for our seniors.
Gracias a la familia Bautista por la hermosa decoración con globos y a la familia Castañeda por el divertido fotomatón. Agradecemos su generosa contribución para hacer que este día sea aún más especial para nuestros estudiantes de último año.
So first, congratulations to the class of 2026. Today, we celebrate you. Your hard work, your perseverance, your growth, and most important milestone you have achieved in your educational journey. You have earned this moment, and we are incredibly proud of you.
En primer lugar, felicidades a la clase del 2026. Hoy lo celebramos a ustedes, su arduo trabajo, perseverancia, crecimiento y el importante hito que han alcanzado en su trayectoria educativa. Se han ganado este momento y estamos increíblemente orgullosos de ustedes.
Today, we celebrate not only the graduation of our students, but also the culmination of an educational journey that started for many in kindergarten. This journey for our students is possible because of our community. Thank you all for being here and for being a vital part of our beloved community. Without you, none of this would be possible.
Hoy celebramos no solo la graduación de nuestros estudiantes, sino también la culminación de una trayectoria educativa que para muchos comenzó en el jardín de la infancia. Esa trayectoria de nuestros estudiantes es posible gracias a nuestra comunidad. Gracias a todos por estar aquí y por ser una parte vital de nuestra querida comunidad. Sin ustedes, nada de esto sería posible.
Students, at this time, I'd like you to take this moment to acknowledge and thank your family and loved ones for their love and support. So please stand, turn around, and find your friend and audience. Smile and wave to them and give them a big round of applause.
Estudiantes, en este momento me gustaría que aprovechen la oportunidad para reconocer y agradecer a sus familias y seres queridos por su amor y apoyo. Por favor, pónganse de pie, fíjense y busquen a sus familias entre el público. Sonríenles, ayúdenlos con la mano y bríndenles un fuerte aplauso.
All right, you may be seated. Thank you. Next, I'd like to recognize our amazing faculty and staff. So if you're a teacher or staff member at Eastside, please stand up. Yes, please stand up. Faculty and staff at Eastside. Yes. Now please give them a mighty round of applause.
A continuación, me gustaría reconocer a nuestro increíble profesorado y personal. Así que son maestros o miembros del personal de Eastside, por favor pónganse de pie. Ahora brindémosles un gran aplauso.
Thank you. You may be seated. They are outstanding and resilient group of individuals, leaders, and professionals, and I'm grateful to call them my colleagues here at Eastside.
Son un grupo excepcional y resiliente de personas, líderes y profesionales, y me siento agradecido de poder llamarlos mis colegas en Eastside.
So this class of 2026, holds a very special place in our school's history. You are officially the first graduating class of Eastside High School in state magnet, during the very final chapter in the evolution of the school. What began as Broadway STEM Academy was founded on a bold belief and mission that students from our underserved community deserve access to a rigorous, high-quality STEM education that will open doors to opportunities for college and career. That vision has grown into what we now proudly call Eastside High School and STEM Magnet.
Esta clase ocupa un lugar especial en la historia de nuestra escuela. Ustedes son oficialmente la primera clase que se gradúa de Eastside High School y STEM Magnet durante un capítulo importante en la evolución de esta escuela. Lo que comenzó como Boyle Heights STEM Academy se fundó sobre una convicción y una misión audaz, que los estudiantes de nuestra comunidad, históricamente desatendida, merecen acceso a una educación STEM rigurosa y de alta calidad que les abra las puertas a oportunidades universitarias y profesionales. Esa visión ha crecido hasta convertirse en lo que hoy llamamos con orgullo Eastside High School y STEM Magnet.
Class of 2026, you help carry that vision forward. You experience transition, change, and growth. And through it all, you help shape the culture and identity of Eastside High School. You have demonstrated what it means to be creative collaborators, critical thinkers, strong communicators, engaged citizens, and college and career-ready graduates.
Clase del 2026. Ustedes ayudaron a impulsar esa visión. Han vivido procesos de transición, cambio y crecimiento, y a lo largo de todo ello han contribuido a forjar la cultura y la identidad de Eastside High School. Han demostrado lo que significa ser colaboradores creativos, pensadores críticos, comunicadores eficaces y ciudadanos comprometidos, así como graduados preparados para la universidad y el mundo laboral.
Class of 2026, we are proud of you, we believe in you, and we cannot wait to see who you will become and how you will use your education to make our community and this world better.
Generación 2026, estamos orgullosos de ustedes, creemos en ustedes y estamos ansiosos por ver quiénes se convierten y cómo usarán su educación para mejorar nuestra comunidad y el mundo.
Congratulations and best of luck, Class of 2026. Go Eastside.
Felicidades y mucha suerte, clase del 2026.
So at this point, it is my pleasure to introduce this year's valedictorian, Jennifer Gutierrez. This honor is granted to the student who has earned the highest grade point average for all coursework taken at Eastside High School in STEM Magnet. She displayed outstanding academic performance and possessed exemplary scholastic integrity. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Good morning, faculty, staff, families, loved ones in the class of 2026. To be completely honest, I did not know what to say or do when thinking about being up here. I had simply gone blank. However, I knew that we all shared and accepted the same truth. Graduation day would inevitably arrive and our time in high school would come to an end. In this exact moment, we all felt different emotions. Some relieved, happy, and I know for myself, heartbroken. All this time I waited for high school to end. Oh my God. But now I wish to be in my 9th grade English class, where I believe night graduation was farther away than what it was. And so I then began to remember all the cherishable memories I have ever had. and it hit me. High school is never going to last forever. It's temporary. We will be going through so many changes and we will hit walls several times. But always remember, we have control over our lives. We have the power to achieve any dream, even with obstacles in the way, and things are just temporary. We are all on our own separate paths, where we will thrive and blossom to being the best of who we are. Whether that being an engineer, a doctor, a marine biologist, or president of the United States. We are bound to thrive and accomplish any dream we set for ourselves. All we must do is believe. While it's difficult to say goodbye to the people sitting beside me today, it's also important to recognize the people who helped us get here. Every graduate in this room has been inspired by someone, whether it's a parent who sacrificed for us, a friend who stood by our side, or a teacher who saw potential in ourselves before we saw it in ourselves. What? These people have left a lasting impact on our lives. First, I want to thank my parents. Both my parents crossed the border in search of a better future and great opportunities for me and my education. Their courage, sacrifices, and endless support have allowed me to stand here today. No matter what path I choose in life, I will always carry their hard work and determination with me. And I hope I made you proud of being my parents, because I couldn't be any prouder of being your daughter. Gracias, mami y papi. To my older sisters, thank you for carving a path for me to follow and run through. You showed me what hard work, perseverance, and kindness looks like. When all in reality, all I ever wanted was to be like you. You inspired me to become a better person, and because of you, I always believed that I could accomplish more than I thought was possible. To my friends, thank you for being my second family. You filled these years with laughter, unforgettable memories, and moments I will cherish forever. We were always there for one another, whether we needed support, encouragement, or just someone to be a little dumb with. Those moments are the ones I will miss most. A special thank you to Mia and Monse. You have both been a tremendous inspiration to me, and I hope we continue to grow together long after graduation. I know that wherever life takes you, you will take and make a positive impact on the world and continue helping others with the same kindness and strength you've shown me. I wanted to honor all the teachers and staff, especially the custodians and the lunch ladies who helped run our school and keep a warm meal for us. As well as a big thank you to our sponsor, Ms. Pinsal. And a major thank you to Ms. Varela for giving me motivation to continue writing. But more specifically, Ms. Mendez. Thank you for believing in us, guiding us, and creating an environment that felt like a family. The lessons you taught went far beyond the classroom and will always stay with us for years to come. When we first met, you said you never cared for having kids, but now you've gained 11. Thank you for everything, Ms. Mendez. And to my counselor, thank you for always listening to me, even when I just came into your office to bug you. Your patience, support, and willingness to be there for me meant more than you know. Having someone who listened without judgment made a difference during some of the most important years of my life. Graduation is supposed to bring relief. Like, we're glad to leave all the teachers and classmates behind. Not me. I am nowhere near ready to leave you guys. I will forever love and cherish every memory I have ever made with each and every one of you. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2026. Okay. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first keynote speaker, Hector Vasquez. Hector Vasquez works as a civil engineer for the city of Los Angeles, and he is also a proud first-generation Cal City LA Dreamer graduate. However, the title he carries with the most pride in STEM Academy Class of 2019 graduate. He was raised in Los Angeles, Boyle Heights, for most of his life, and he loves the community that surrounds him. He comes back today not as someone who has it figured out, but someone who still remembers what it felt like to be a STEM Academy graduate. Please join me in welcoming alumni keynote speaker Hector Vasquez.
Good morning, everybody, families, faculty, and most importantly, class of 2026. My name is Hector. I am a working civil engineer in training for the city of Los Angeles. I am also a Cal City graduate, a first-gen dreamer, and most proudly, a former STEM Academy graduate. Because not too long ago, I was sitting right there where you are now. I sat in the same classrooms and had the honor to be educated by the passionate and amazing staff here. And you know what? What I remember most about my time in STEM Academy was the dedication of your teachers and their drive to use project-based learning to teach me about engineering. That experience is what stuck with me. One of my most cherished memories was working alongside Mr. Hernandez for the FRC project. It was there that I first discovered my passion for engineering and design. I remember getting my hands dirty with machining oil and cutting fluid while working on a robot Tatsu for Team 5802. That drive is what took me to college. But I must also admit, once I got there, I felt scared and overwhelmed. I was especially wary of mathematics. I struggled so much in the engineering program that my first freshman year, I actually switched majors. It was here that I doubted myself the most. I had reached a fork in the road, abandoned my dreams of becoming an engineer because of my fear of math, or run towards it and face it head on. Thankfully, I chose to stick to my resolve, so I switched back to engineering and kept going. I no longer feared the challenge, but that didn't mean that it was easy. I continued to struggle, and as I progressed through the program for a while, I thought that it meant that I didn't belong just because I was struggling. But then I realized something. I didn't need to face this alone. I started asking for help, studying with friends, sharing notes, and even going to tutoring after hours. I know that the professors were very sick of seeing my face after hours. The professors were more than happy to help. I just had to seek it out. I learned that the most important tool you can have at your disposal, both as a student and as a future engineer, is the ability of finding new available resources. Before I knew it, I became the person people would go to for help. This taught me that just because you aren't good at something doesn't mean you can't become an expert at it. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable and persist through challenges that at first might seem impossible. As fun and engaging as my journey was up until that moment, I also must admit that I was also dealing with something very heavy at the moment. Being an undocumented childhood arrival brought a deep feeling of fear and insecurity. I remember applying to my first internship and acing the interview and being told that despite my qualifications and grades, they could not hire me. In fact, they couldn't, and they would not. It didn't matter I had the grades, it didn't matter that I had the experience, none of it mattered. Because of the situation I didn't put myself into. I felt powerless and angry. But that only fueled my stubbornness. A friend once told me something I will never forget. It's not what stands in your way, it's what's driving you forward. Those words gave me courage, so I did everything that I could possibly do on my side to face this challenge. Every application, every lawyer visit, every waiting room, and every dreadful court hearing. And thankfully, a judge gave me a chance. But here's what I realized. No matter what that decision was, I had already built something nobody could take away from me. A foundation based on hard work and a willingness to learn more than the person in front of me. That was mine whether I stayed or not. Now I am proud to say that I work every day for the City of Los Angeles' Harbor Department on oil terminals, cruise ship terminals, bridges, and infrastructure that keep this city going and make everyday people's lives a little bit better. I will forever be grateful to the amazing teachers and staff here for contributing to this great opportunity and blessing. They helped me realize that what matters more than when you start in life is how much effort you're willing to put in. How much more drive are you willing to muster? I began my journey from humble beginnings. With what I lacked in resources, I made up for it with sheer stubbornness. If I could go back and tell myself, my younger self something, it would be this. It's not about how tough you had it. It's about whether you are going to do all that you can to surpass it. How much more are you willing to do than the person that's right in front of you in the line to success? And with that, I leave you with this. As I look around this room, I see a lot of bright futures and a lot of potential. I want you to remember this moment as you continue to grow, and maybe someday you will find yourself in this very spot, passing down all the knowledge you have earned to the next generation. Buenos días todos, familias, profesores, y lo más importante de todo, la clase de 2026. Mi nombre es Héctor y yo soy un ingeniero civil trabajando para la ciudad de Los Ángeles, California. También soy graduado de Cal State LA y un soñador de primera generación. Y con más orgullo, estudiante de la STEM Academy de Boyle Heights. Porque no hace mucho tiempo estaba sentado justo donde ustedes están. Estuve en las mismas clases y yo enfrenté muchos de los mismos problemas. ¿Y saben qué? Lo que más recuerdo de mi tiempo en STEM Academy fue la dedicación de sus maestros y su empeño por usar el aprendizaje basado en proyectos para enseñarme sobre ingeniería. Y esa experiencia se quedó conmigo. Uno de mis recuerdos más queridos fue trabajar junto al señor Hernández en el proyecto de FRC. Fue allí donde yo descubrí mi pasión por la ingeniería y mi sueño por ser ingeniero. Recuerdo entusiasmarme las manos con aceite de máquina y líquido de cortar, trabajando día a día para nuestro robot Tatsu para el equipo de 5802. Esta motivación fue lo que me llevó a la universidad, pero una vez que llegué estaba asustado y abrumado. Tenía especial desconfianza hacia las matemáticas. Me costó tanto trabajo en el programa de ingeniería que después de mi primer año cambié de carrera. Fue aquí donde más dudé de mí mismo. Llegué a una encrucijada en mi camino. Abandonar mis sueños de ser ingeniero por mi miedo a las matemáticas o correr hacia él y enfrentarlo de frente. Afortunadamente, decidí mantener mi determinación y así que regresé a ingeniería y seguí echándole ganas. Yo no le tenía miedo al empeño, pero no significaba que era fácil. Seguí batallando mientras avanzaba en el programa. Por un momento pensé que eso significaba que yo no pertenecía. Pero entonces me di cuenta de algo, que no necesitaba enfrentar esto solo. Empecé a pedir ayuda, estudiando con amigos compartiendo notas y yendo de tutoría después de horas. Los profesores eran más de felices de ayudarme. Solo tenía que buscarlo. Aprendí que la herramienta más importante que uno puede tener, tanto como un estudiante y como un ingeniero, es la capacidad de encontrar y usar los recursos disponibles. En poco tiempo me convertí en la persona a la que los otros estudiantes buscaban para pedir ayuda. Esto me enseñó que el hecho de que no seas bueno a algo no significa que no puedes convertirte en un experto. Tienes que sentirte cómodo estando incómodo y persistir antes de desafíos que a primera vista pueden ser imposibles. Por más divertido y motivador que fue mi camino hasta ese momento, debo admitir que también estaba cargando con algo muy pesado. Ser un migrante indocumentado, un dreamer, que llegó de niño sin documentos, me traía una ansiedad profunda y mucho miedo. Recuerdo haber aplicado para mi primer trabajo y que me dijeron que a pesar de mis calificaciones y experiencia, no podía contratarme. No importaba mis notas, no importaba mi experiencia, nada de eso importaba por una situación en la que yo no me había puesto. Me sentí importante y enojado, pero eso solo alimentó mi determinación. Un amigo me dijo algo que nunca se me olvidará. No es lo que se te interpone en tu camino, es lo que te impulsa hacia adelante. Estas palabras me dieron valor. Hice todo lo que pude, cada solicitud, cada vista al abogado, cada sala de espera. Y afortunadamente, un juez me dio una oportunidad. Pero esto es lo que aprendí. Sin importar cuál fuera esta decisión, yo había construido algo que nadie podría quitarme. Una base hecha en trabajo duro y una disposición a aprender más que la persona a mi lado. Eso era mío, sin importar si me quedaba o no. Ahora con orgullo puedo decir que trabajo todos los días para el departamento de puerto de la ciudad de Los Ángeles, en terminales de petróleo, terminales de crucero, puentes e infraestructura que mantiene esta ciudad en movimiento y hace la vida de las personas un poco mejor. Siempre estaré agradecido a los increíbles maestros y personal de aquí por contribuir a esta oportunidad y a esta gran bendición. Ellos me ayudaron a entender lo que importa más, que donde vienes es cuánto esfuerzo está disponible a dar. Empecé mi camino desde humildes comienzos, pero lo que me faltaba en recursos lo compensé con pura determinación. Si pudiera regresar al pasado y decir algo a mi yo joven mismo, sería esto. No se trata de lo difícil que la tienes, se trata de si vas a hacer todo lo posible que tú puedas hacer para superarlo. ¿Cuánto más estás disponible a hacer que la persona que está enfrente de ti en el camino? Y con esto les dejo esto. Mientras miro alrededor de este salón, veo mucho potencial y futuros brillantes. Quiero que recuerden este momento mientras siguen su camino y tal vez algún día se encuentren en este mismo lugar, transmitido el conocimiento que han ganado a la siguiente generación. Muchas gracias, clase del 2026.
Thank you, Hector, for sharing your powerful story. So at this moment, I'd like to introduce our second keynote speaker, LUSD board member, Dr. Rocio Rivas. Dr. Rocio Rivas is Vice President of the LUSD Board of Education, representing Board District 2. A proud LUSD graduate and first-generation college student, she earned her PhD in Comparative and International Education from Columbia University. Dr. Rivas is a lifelong advocate for education equity, environmental justice, and immigrant rights. Her leadership is defined by bold, student-centered policies, from greening schools and expanding college access to championing affordable housing and community-based safety. A proud LUSD parent, she brings heart and a deep commitment to justice in all she does. Please join me in welcoming our board member and vice president of the board, Dr. Rocio Rivas.
Muy buenos días, ¿cómo estamos? Eso, que se escuche la emoción, la alegría y también el orgullo. Ahora, que se escuche para estos graduados. Let's hear for these graduates. I know, I'm already emotional. Yo ya estoy chillando acá atrás, escuchando a las hermosas palabras de nuestros graduados. Porque sí, este es un momento de orgullo y mucha emoción. This is a day of a lot of emotion, a lot of happiness. And I want us to stay in this happiness. Quiero que nos quedemos en esta felicidad que estamos sintiendo hoy. Because this happiness, and I'm going off script, pero voy a empezar. Because this happiness is what grounds us. And what grounds us what life is all about. Esta alegría nos sostiene firme en lo que es ser humano. Happiness. And that's pretty much the theme of what I want to say to you all. And I think it really connects with what we've heard before in the previous speakers. Este es el mensaje que también está conectado en las palabras que hemos escuchado hoy. So, muy buenos días, graduates, families, staff, administrators, teachers, and honored guests. Muy buenos días. Sí, soy Rocio Rivas. I'm Rocio Rivas, your proud and honored representative, representing Board District 2, representing the Eastside. Let's hear it for the Eastside. All right, from East LA. This is what LA is about. This is what California is about. It's about us. Those who came here to forge a better future. Esto es lo que California es. Esos que llegaron aquí a este país para un futuro mejor. El futuro que soñaron, que estamos soñando, está aquí enfrente de nosotros. And that dream that we all had, that you had, parents, that our ancestors had, is right here before us with these beautiful graduates. So tonight marks an important milestone for you all. Es un momento muy importante. You have reached you have ended one chapter of your life and beginning another. Along the way, you students, graduates, have faced challenges, embraced opportunities, learned valuable lessons, demonstrated resilience, and developed wonderful friendships, bonds that connected you all there for one another. And that's important to recognize. Hay que reconocer todas las metas que ustedes enfrentaron, la amistad que formaron ustedes mismos y también demostraron resiliencia. Each of you arrives at this moment with your own unique story. And each story deserves recognition. Each story has its own trajectory. Cada una de sus historias es única y tienen un trayectorio especialmente para ustedes. As a member of the Board of Education and a proud immigrant from Mexico, Torreón, anybody from Torreón? ¡Oh, Torreón! Torreón, Coahuila, ahí también los niños, órale, Torreón. I was born in Torreón, Coahuila. I came here when I was 2.5 years old. And now I stand here before you. The dream of my family. My family also had dreams for themselves, for me and my brother, and they didn't know what was going to happen, but all they knew that it was la educación, education. Nosotros vinimos aquí para que ustedes tengan una buena educación. And you never know where life is going to take you. But wherever life takes you, you have to be leading the way. Ustedes tienen que ser los líderes de sus vidas, no importa dónde van a llegar, porque ustedes son los sueños de sus padres, de sus ancestros. You are the dreams of everyone that came before you and is right here. And as I was trying to figure out what kind of message I wanted to send to you all, because I want to send a message that somehow connects with you, connects with the future you're moving towards. And I found this quote by Robert Louis Stevenson, who was an author who wrote Treasure Island. And I stumbled on this and I said, I like that. It goes like this. The habit of being happy enables one to be freed, or largely freed, from the domination of the outward conditions. El hábito de ser feliz permite liberarse, o liberarse en gran medida, del dominio de las circunstancias externas. What does that mean? We all know what we're facing in this country. We all know what we're facing here in LA. We all know that there's powers that want to continue to oppress us and exploit us and to say that we don't matter. That's all untrue. We all know that. But what keeps us away from being dominated from those external forces that say negative things is our happiness of who we are, our sense of self, a sense of everything that I've said before, the dreams that you hold, the dreams that your families hold. That is how you liberate yourself from all of that noise. Todo ese ruido que está afuera de nosotros, no importa. Sí hay que poner atención. We should pay attention. I'm not saying not to ignore it. I'm saying that despite all of that that is happening, it's what's in here. It is your dignity. It is your sense of self. It is your happiness. It is your dreams and your passions. That is what keeps you steady and moving forward. And not getting confused or afraid or anxiety about what's going around us. Because all of that can change. It changes with us. The energy that we put out, the dreams that we move forward and change, that's how we transform this world, is us, our happiness, of knowing where we're going and what we want to do. And that is what keeps us together as a community. At first glance, this is an unusual message for a graduation ceremony, happiness, but that's all what life is about and how we are connected to one another. This is a day of achievement, of a diploma, an acceptance letter, the scholarship, the job offer, the next destination. But all of those accomplishments don't mean anything unless we are present in our own lives. And also life, has surprises for us. Sometimes things that are out of our control, opportunities appear and then they disappear. Success comes, disappointment also comes when we least expect it. But what remains constant is how you respond to what life puts in front of you. Es como respondemos a nuestras vidas, a las cosas que están enfrente de nosotros. Cómo respondemos es lo que importa. And I say this because I never thought I'd be a board member or I'd be here before you. Life had other plans for me. La vida para mí tuvo otros planes. But I'm very grateful for where I am. Because life knew, yeah, you can go that way, but you really need to go this way. La vida dice, sí, puedes ir por allá, pero esta trayectoria es la donde tienes que estar. And so I listened. And I said, okay, fine. You want me to be a leader? You want me to go campaign? Okay, I'll do it. But the reason I said yes is because I wanted to serve. I wanted to be, I guess, someone that makes things better. And I thought that making things better would go through my research, through my doctorate, but life said, no, what you need to do is you need to run for office. And that scared me so much. Tuve tanto miedo de hacer una campaña, postularme como candidata, pero lo que yo sabía es yo quería servir a mi comunidad. Yo quería hacer algo. And the universe heard me. La vida me escuchó. Ok, entonces la manera que tú puedes hacer algo es por acá. So I went there. And that's what happens. You have plans for yourself, but life takes you someplace else. And the reason you don't know where life is taking you is because you're listening to the outside noise. You need to be listening to this voice inside of you. Y a veces la vida o las cosas que están pasando afuera de nosotros nos desvía y nos manda para otro lugar. Pero si estamos presentes en nuestras vidas, in your thoughts, in what you're thinking, what you're putting out there, that's when life listens. And that's how life is going to listen to you, our graduates. They're going to listen to your feelings, to your thoughts, to your plans. And I said, that's what I want, and that's what you're going to get. Life opens up for you once you decide, once you have those connecting mental thoughts. La vida se abre para nosotros cuando ya ponemos eso es lo que queremos. Por eso dice el dicho, la felicidad no depende de lo que tienes, sino quién eres. Happiness does not depend on what you have, but who you are. Your character, your values, your outlook will carry you farther than any circumstance ever could. And one of the greatest gifts of education is that it helps us discover who we are and what we might become. Una cosa que nunca se me olvidó que me dijo mi abuela, mi mamilipa de Torreón. Decía, mija, tu educación nadie te lo puede quitar. Your education, nobody can take that away from you. And that is so true. Why? Because it's your own knowledge, is who you are. And nothing can take that away from you. So during your years here throughout LAUSD, if you started through kinder all the way through high school, you have learned mathematics and science and literature and history, art, music, countless of subjects. But your education has been always more than academic knowledge. It is about helping others develop their talents, their values, your judgment, your critical thinking, your sense of purpose, and your sense of self. Today we celebrate your graduation, and we are celebrating more than what you know. We are celebrating who you are becoming. Estamos celebrando las personas que ustedes están creciendo o desarrollando. And that journey is beautifully captured in this. Llegar a ser la mejor versión de nosotros mismos. To become the very best version of ourselves. The diploma you received tonight is not evidence of your education that is complete. It's complete here in high school. But the evidence here is that you are prepared to continue learning and striving and serving. The world around you needs people who are compassionate, who are curious, who want to serve and change things. It needs people who are willing to listen, to lead, to innovate, and to serve. Most importantly, this world needs people who are committed to becoming the very best version of themselves. Some of you will become engineers, healthcare professionals, entrepreneurs, artists, tradespeople, public servants, scientists, parents, teachers, and community leaders. Many of you will work in careers that don't even exist today because you will create them. Muchos de ustedes van a ser maestros, ingenieros, doctores, artistas, trabajadores, científicos, padres, maestros, y también carreras que quizás no existen hoy. Whatever path you choose, I encourage to measure your success not only by what you achieve, but who you become. Be a person of integrity when no one is watching. Be a person of kindness when it is easier to look away. Be a person of courage when facing difficult decisions. And be a person who continues to grow long after the applause of this day has faded. If there are three things I hope you carry with you, there are these. Be curious. Discover yourselves. Be courageous. Be resilient. But above all, be kind. Because you never know what the other person next to you has gone through. And they don't know what you have gone through. And this world needs kindness and compassion. It needs happiness. Nunca dejen de aprender, nunca dejen de soñar, nunca dejen de creer en ustedes mismos. Never stop learning, never stop dreaming, never stop believing in yourselves. And the reason you're also here is because of the people behind you. La razón que ustedes están aquí es por las personas que están aquí con ustedes. Sus padres, sus abuelos, sus tías, sus primos, sus hermanos, todos aquí. Y les doy gracias a ustedes también. I thank you, all of the family members that are here. You were the ones who were giving them the encouraging words. You were the ones who were making sacrifices so that they could be here today. Ustedes hicieron los sacrificios, dieron palabras de ánimo, trabajaron duro para que ellos pudieran tener un techo sobre sus casas y comida para sostenerlos. You made those sacrifices for these wonderful graduates to have a roof over their shoulders, some food to give them that nutrition and energy that they needed to continue. So thank you again. Aplauso para todos los padres, la familia, que está aquí. And we also must recognize the educators, the teachers, the administrators, all staff in Eastside High School and STEM Magnet. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, principals. Thank you so much for the purpose that you bring forward and how day after day, year after year, you transform lives. You give them the opportunities and the knowledge, the academics that they need to continue forward. Gracias a los maestros, a los administradores, a los directores, a todos que trabajan en esta hermosa preparatoria. Thank you so much. And I also want to acknowledge the ancestors, those who are not here, but are here in spirit. También a nuestros ancestros que no están aquí, pero están aquí en espíritu. Porque ellos también forman parte de este momento. They are also part of this moment. So we thank all of our ancestors that are with us. Thank you all, everyone. Para todos ustedes, gracias por su apoyo, su dedicación y su amor incondicional. So graduates, we are proud of you. We believe in you. And we look forward to seeing the contributions you will make in the years ahead. Para nuestros graduados, estamos orgullosos de ustedes, creemos en ustedes y sabemos que van a contribuir mucho, no nomás para esta ciudad, este país, pero este mundo. May you cultivate happiness that comes from within, and may you never stop striving to become all that you are capable of becoming. As you leave here today, remember that your future will not be defined solely by the opportunities you receive, but by the character you demonstrate, the relationships you build, and the lives that you will change. The future is not something that happens to you. The future is something that you create for yourselves. El futuro les pertenece a ustedes. So congratulations, class of 2026! Felicidades a los graduados, estamos orgullosos de ustedes. My best wishes to all of you and all the lives ahead and your bright, beautiful futures. You did it, then now let's go do it and show what you're made of, okay? Felicidades! Thank you, Dr. Rivas, for your words of encouragement and happiness. At this moment, I would like to introduce the senior class advisor who would like to share a few words for the graduating class of 2026, Ms. Punzal.
Thank you, Ms. Padilla, for inviting me up here. Good morning, guys. Okay. I might cry a little bit, sorry. Thank you to all the families and friends who have gathered here today to celebrate our amazing class of 2026 as they complete their high school journey. 4 years ago, each one of you entered high school a bit scared of what the future might hold. Today, I stand in front of all of you, and I don't see fear. I see strong, capable, confident young adults ready for the world. Don't look at me like that one said. 4 years is a long time, and in that time, you have experienced monumental events. Together, you made the most of two communities merging. You successfully and confidently completed your senior defense, had the time of your life at prom, and came together as a senior class to make the most out of your senior week. As teachers, we saw you work together when things got tough, support each other whenever you needed to, and grow into the beautiful people before me today. A grand majority of your high school life has been going to classes, completing homework, studying for tests, but years from now, none of that will matter. It won't matter that you wrote specific essays in English class or that you took unit tests in math. And that's okay. Because what you really learned and can carry with you is how to handle life when things get difficult. As teachers, we not only watched you grow into yourselves, but we also grew with you. There's one important lesson that your class has taught me, that no matter who you're around, no matter how you feel about others, treat them all with kindness, because a little bit of kindness goes a long way. I've seen you all come together as a school community, unifying two schools in a very elegant way that not only showcase how kind you all are, but how mature you have all become. Class of 2026, it has been an honor and the highlight of my career to be your senior advisor and to make connections with you over the past 5 years. We are all so incredibly proud of you, and we cannot wait to see what lies ahead for you. I truly will miss each and every one of you. Congratulations, Eastside Dragons. I would like to now invite Ms. Padilla back up to continue the ceremony.
So thank you, Ms. Punzan, for your inspiring words. Now we get to the exciting part. So at this moment, I would like to ask senior STEM lab teachers, Ms. Mendez Beltran and Ms. Andrade, to come up to the podium for the roll call of candidates.
At this moment, we would like to introduce our candidates for a diploma. Manuel Acuna Jr. Emily Aguilar. Martinez. Silvia Velázquez Ruiz. Vanessa Abrego. Anthony Josué Adama Casimera. Gabriel Alegre. Melissa Ábalos. Alex Aquino. Emily Delilah Bautista Godinez. Brandon Carranza. Danny Sebastian Casa. Jacob Adrian Castro. Oscar David Castaneda. Andrés Chaboya. Manuel Rosillano Colmenares León. Nick Lynn Contreras. Fabiola Isabel Cruz López.
Sidney Mazariego Cifuentes.
Edwin Josué Mejía Enamorado.
Victor Manarte.
Nico Morán.
Henry Isaac Murafaya González.
José Olmos. Diana Orozco.
Steven Martinez.
Cristian Ovalle.
José Emanuel Pérez.
Edwin Carlos Preciado.
Heidi Yareli Ramírez.
Stacy Guadalupe Alonso.
Taylor Rodríguez.
Héctor Ruiz Víctor. Joel Salcedo.
Anthony Sanchez.
Marisol Santos. Marisol Sánchez.
Ashley Michelle Perez.
María Guadalupe Valderrama.
Destiny Berlin.
I would like to welcome back Ms. Padilla.
Thank you, Ms. Mendez Beltran and Ms. Andrade. Mr. Tang, I certify to you that each candidate presented has completed all of the requirements set forth by the state of California and by the Los Angeles Unified School District Board of Education to receive a high school diploma. I present to you the class of 2026.
Thank you, Mrs. Padilla. Eastside High School STEM magnet, class of 2026. Please rise. By the authority invested in me as the principal of Eastside Senior High and STEM magnet, the laws of the great state of California, and the policies of the Los Angeles Unified School District, I hereby accept and confirm that the seniors of the class of 2026, whose names have been presented to me, are hereby graduates of Eastside Senior High and STEM magnet. Graduates, at this time, you may move your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left. You will now consider one line of Eastside Senior High and STEM magnet. Congratulations. Graduates, please stay seated until all candidates have exited the building. Thank you all for joining us today. Congratulations and enjoy a safe celebration.